it is Julie. Welcome back to Top 5 Wednesday. Today I have for you the top 5 series or TV shows that after the first season or book went straight downhill. I did throw in a couple TV shows. For those of you that don't know, the Top 5 Wednesday group, which is always linked down below for these videos, does allow you to always substitute or replace a TV series if you do not have a bookish answer. For me, I feel like a lot of the time series get better the further that they go along. Sometimes that's not the case. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna let you know my top 5 series or shows that just plummeted after that first season or book. The first thing that came to mind for me was the Sookie Stackhouse series. I did read all the books. The books were better than the show, but they still got a little bit crazy the further on we went. However, the show went downhill so quickly, and no amount of Eric could save it. They really did start to veer away from the books a little bit. There were things in the books that I wish I had seen in the show that they never got to. There were parts of the show that they focused on from the books that I felt like they went on too long with, because the Maynard situation took way too long in the show, and there was just so many other cool things about the books that we never got to see in the show that I think really could have sustained the show a lot longer. However, in general, the show definitely nosedived a lot harder than the books, but I do think the books started off a little bit stronger than they finished. Number 2 on this list for me is the show Castle. I love Nathan Fillion. I would do almost anything for Nathan Fillion except continue to watch Castle. I couldn't do it. And it was not from a lack of chemistry between the cast members. I know that when the show was canceled and that there was issues between the cast off screen. I never really got that on screen. It never really bothered me. But I checked out of the show when they were about to get married. There was a kidnapping, there was amnesia, there was insanity. I think the last one that I watched, there was an invisible ninja. And at a certain point, you just run out of things to do and crimes to solve, and the show just went too far. I loved a lot of the cast dynamic. I liked the family feel of it and how well everybody played off of each other, but the plot just was awful and I had to give up on it, which hurt my heart. Number 3 for me is the one that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to say in this video, and that is the Divergent series. And Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant. I thought it started off pretty strongly with the first book. I didn't mind the second book. The third book got bad. And I'm not somebody who had an issue with the plot twist at the end of the book. That to me was meh. It was fine. It was whatever. But I just didn't think that it was particularly well written. And I didn't particularly like the other plot points that happened at the end of the book. And yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I finished the series, I did watch all the movies, but I wasn't a huge fan of the way that that particular book series wrapped up. And I thought that after the first book, it really did kind of go downhill. So. Also, another show, guys, and that for me was Heroes. I started off loving Heroes. I was about to save any cheerleader out there just because you've got to save the cheerleader. And I was fully on board. I was invested. I loved the character arcs. I loved the world building. Everything about the show was gripping and engaging and amazing. And they lost us. For those of you who are old enough to have been a TV watcher when Heroes was on, you know that we had a writer's strike and all shows ceased to exist for a while. And when they came back, they never really came back. And for me, it lost its momentum, it lost steam, the plot was never the same, it never gripped me again, and I lost all interest in that series. I tried to watch the first like 1 or 2 episodes of the rebirth that they tried to do this past year and couldn't get into that either, which upset me because it's a series that I really loved when it started. And then I lost absolutely all interest in it, which was heartbreaking because it had such potential. And then 5th and finally is a series that I'm kind of trash for because I got really on board with the first 3 books and the last 2 were god-awful garbage. And that is the Crown series by Kira Cass. I know that I'm not alone in this, but the first 3 books focused on America and Maxon. I actually really did enjoy. They're not going to win any awards. They're fluffy. They're light. America's a little bit whiny. Maxon was a little bit hard to really love. But by the end of the first 3 books, I genuinely liked them. And I was really excited to continue with the series and see where they went and see where their life went after that 3rd book. And then you've got a new character. And Adeline, right? Adeline was her name. She was awful. It was horrendous. There is no reason that series had to be over a trilogy. It should have been a trilogy, and it should have ended, and it should have just never existed. And in my mind, I'd like to just think of it as that. Did they get worse after the first book? No. But after the third book, yes. And the series really could have been stopped at 3. And I know a lot of people that wish it had been stopped at 3. So for me, the Crown series by Kira Cass should have been done after book 3. There was just no excusing the garbage that was book 4 and 5. That's my top 5 books and or shows that got worse the longer they went on. Sookie Stackhouse, Castle, Divergent, Heroes, the Selection series. It's the Selection series, isn't it? I said the Crown. All right, well, I'll just put a little annotation because hi, I'm Julie and I mess things up almost every single video. But that's been my top 5 for this particular Top 5 Wednesday. If you guys liked this video, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up, click subscribe, stick around for more videos, and be sure to comment down below with your own top 5 series or books or television shows that got worse the further into the series it went. I would love to talk to you guys down there about it. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see all of you in my next video.